single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
To my channel. I just wanted to come on here with a PSA real quick while I'm on my way to work. It was on my mind and I said, let me, put a quick little PSA out there. So if you are subscribed to me or watching this channel and you are non-black, this doesn't necessarily, well, it applies, but I'm mainly talking to my people. I have seen in recent years the number of GoFundMe accounts and people asking for donations to bury their loved ones pop up, more and more. And it really baffles me. I sell home, auto, and life insurance, and it baffles me because our grandparents were really on top of, what their final expenses were going to be. They had life insurance policies in place. They had plots already, picked out and paid for, and headstones and things like that. And nowadays, we don't really look into even getting life insurance, don't realize how inexpensive it really is to have a life insurance policy in place. And I just wanted to, put that out there. In a lot of cases, these policies can be as inexpensive as $20 a month, even less sometimes, especially when you have children. I know I have a 19, 13, and 8-month-old, and their life insurance policies are not that expensive. I mean, you're talking probably $200 a year, if that, for $50,000. And yes, they're children and you don't expect them to, not be around, but things do happen and you want to have something in place to protect your family and so that you can grieve. I mean, a lot of times we don't end up even getting a chance to grieve properly when we do lose someone, especially when it's all of a sudden. I'm not talking about family members or friends that have been sick for a while and you kind of already know that their demise is inevitable sooner rather than later. I'm talking about those instances where people are passing and you don't expect them to pass. They're younger, or there's suicides out there. The suicide risk is really high now. You want to have something in place for that, and it's really inexpensive to do it, and it at least puts you in a position where you are not having to pass the hat around to figure out how you are going to bury your loved ones. I honestly, I hate to see that. I hate to see people start GoFundMe accounts for things like that, because if you look at that person's life, their pattern of life, their lifestyle, a lot of times they spend their money frivolously, buying unnecessary things, and or have had an opportunity to be able to afford something like that. And for the ones of you that can't add anything to your plate on a monthly basis, do it around tax season. Pay it for the whole year. I mean, you could get a policy and it could be $200 or $300 a year. You could pay it out for the whole year and you're not even worried about it, but at least you're putting your family in a better position. It's like, do you want to leave your family with debt? You know, especially for those of you who are married and your income is very vital for your husband or wife to be able to take care of the household and your children in your absence. You know, I tell people all the time, you know, the best time to buy a life insurance policy is the day before you die. But if you don't know when that day is going to be, I mean, you're really not in a really good position. You know, I had a lady several years back who went on vacation. She came back from vacation with staph infection and she died 2 weeks later. And I think their family, I think they had a 10, 6, and 4-year-old. And if it wasn't for the fact that she had a life policy in place, you know, the husband would have been in big trouble because they were able to pay their house off with the life policy that they had so that he could focus on the children. And, you know, that's the kind of position that you really want to put your family into. And you know, like I said, a lot of times people think that that is not an affordable, you know, necessary thing to add to their household income. Not income, but, you know, to their bills and things like that. But it is really necessary to have it. And it's not as expensive as people, you know, necessarily think it is. But you don't want to wait until you are older and having health issues, because then it's you know, it makes you uninsurable if you have health issues, or your premiums are going to be sky high. Also, you don't want to rely on, oh, well, I got life insurance through my job. I hear people tell me that all the time. I have life insurance through my job. Well, if you lose that job, are you going to be able to keep that policy? Meanwhile, while you're working that job, you're aging, your health, you know, conditions, you know, may arise and things like that. And a lot of times you may be able to take that life insurance policy with you if you're not working that job, but at what cost? Because when you're pooled with several other employees, you are getting a lower premium because you're pulled in with a bunch of people to do that life insurance policy. What is that premium going to be for you if you are then, you know, paying that policy outside of that job? You don't want to put yourself in that position either. So I just wanted to put that out there. If any of you have questions about life insurance and you live in Georgia, let me know. Even if you don't live in Georgia, there is a way for you to still do a life insurance policy without being here. I can let you, you know, speak with the agent that I work with on life insurance and, you know, figure that out. But it's not as unaffordable as people think. So I just want to bring that out. And so anyway, have a good day, you guys. Be blessed.